Inside the Beltway and across most of America, the allegations against Roy Moore seem obviously and viscerally wrong. If those allegations are true, they should disqualify him from ever serving in public office again. But there's still a chance Roy Moore could be the next senator from Alabama, because some folks here see those allegations a little bit differently. So I went to a senior center in Huntsville to talk to an older generation about how they view all this. I heard from a lot of folks there that back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, it wasn't that uncommon for older men to court younger women. I spoke with two friends, Marjorie, a retired secretary, and Margaret, a retired teacher. They agreed on one thing. The stuff those women accused Roy Moore of doing was pretty typical of men when they were growing up. But despite that, they still disagreed on the race. Marjorie's supporting Roy Moore, and Margaret's supporting Doug Jones. What do you think about what's going on with Roy Moore right now?
I think it's terrible, especially coming from Alabama, because we don't need that kind of thing happening here.
Why do you think Alabama's got a bit of a reputation? Is that what you're worried about?
Well, I think it does have with other states. We're lower in education, but I don't like bad news coming out of Alabama about anything since I live here. I want it to be a good place.
Was that kind of thing, sort of older men dating younger women, a little bit more common, do you think, back then, or less of a big deal?
Well, we just didn't hear about it.
What do you mean? You think it happened, but you didn't hear about it?
Yes, I do think it happened.
Well, things that happened to women back then, they didn't tell it because
Yes.
they wouldn't have been believed. And it's so hard to come out and tell something like that on you.
So you think there is a world in which these women would have kept quiet for so long because it was common and it just...
I do.
Wow. Do you know any folks that personally experienced something like that?
Well, even when I was in school, things happened, but, you know, me and teachers touched us, maybe inappropriately, but we just didn't say anything. We just, you know, thought that was part of life.
Why was that? Why do you think people didn't realize that it was inappropriate back then?
I don't know, I guess the women, you know, the underdog or whatever, we always had to do what the men said.
Why continue to support Roy Moore if, you know, what happened back then you think might have been inappropriate?
I still say they haven't proven it.